This is the Benjamin Zulu Global. Welcome our viewers from all over the world to the home of the Heartmans. We're converging to learn together because when you know better, you can do better. And a better life is what we all want. Better work life, better family life, better personal life.
There's a popular radio station that if you listen to in the morning, the idea is that everyone cheats. So now we are working with that. But today's show actually shows us that that's not factual. And in addition, you want to show us signs that they will definitely cheat.
Yes, and when people say everyone, they're always talking about their corner. Unless they can show you a research that shows that this thing is among everyone.
Yeah.
Those are just coming from assumption, everyone cheats. It's like, they're talking about their corner.
Yeah.
When you know you live differently, don't let anybody gaslight you to think you are the only odd one out. Everybody else is.
Yes.
So why do people normalize those things? To reduce their guilt, the challenge to change, to make it easy to open other people's for that. Some people are just trying to convince you that way that you can accept.
Yeah.
You can accept that,
Yeah.
you know. So the signs that people will cheat to help you, because sometimes by the time they start cheating, it's too late. You're already invested. You know.
Yeah.
And today we don't want to discuss about those incidences. Sometimes people can cheat when they don't intend to live like that. They lost themselves. They lost themselves, and when they come back to their senses, they stop it. That never happens again. There are people who stray from who they are to cheat, and there are people who, when they're cheating, they're being themselves.
Yes. I get you.
So today we're talking about those people who they cannot not cheat.
Yeah, it's good we know them so that we can write them off.
Yes. And while on a technical sense, cheating is not a mistake, there are people who, for cheating, is a deviation from who they are. That's what we are calling a mistake. So there are those who cheat when they gave in to circumstances.
Yeah.
Circumstances didn't force them, it's them who gave in. But normally, that's not who they are. And when they get a chance to reform, they'll reform. Even if the person they cheated on leaves, this person still, they know that's not who they are.
Yeah.
But a lot of times, hardly will people leave because of one incident.
Yeah.
They leave when you make it a habit. They don't leave because you made it a mistake. They leave when you make it a habit. So today we are discussing those people who it's inevitable.
That is who they are.
Yes. And they may not use that language now. When you meet people, they usually don't have means to cheat. You know, sometimes cheat also needs.
Yeah. Finance capital. It needs capital.
You know?
Yeah.
A lot of times people don't have the room, the bandwidth. You know? The evolution of men. You remember the evolution of men? That the house and the car are spaces where to do bad things if you've been looking for where to do them.
Yeah.
Some people are waiting until they can find a private space. Where they live, they are sharing house. When they leave the house, they're in public transport. When they go to office, it's crowded.
Yeah.
That person may be living right because of nowhere to do it.
Yeah.
No bandwidth.
I get you.
Wait until they have their own house.
Yeah.
Suddenly you are seeing so many women there, you're wondering what changed. They just found a space to finally
Be themselves.
yes. Wait until they get a car. Wait until they get some pocket change where they can pay hotel. Wait until they get something to spare. Today we are giving you the signs to predict this before this person grows, have a bigger space, and they turn your life upside down. Men find it very hard to read women because women don't trumpet their cheating.
Yeah.
Men have a tendency not to hide it too much,
Yeah.
thinking they have a room to roam.
Yeah. I almost want to say, you know, women who talk to a lot of men are sometimes accused of cheating even before they do anything. And I'm almost tempted to say those are the women who you should put in the clear. The ones who talk to men openly.
There were, in fact, the people who think when you're talking, you're cheating is because them, when they talk, they cheat.
Yeah.
This is projection. Stop taking projection seriously. When people think every time you talk to the opposites are flirting, you're planning to, that's who they are. They're describing the world. That person is an open book, and it's not like they are needy, projecting, needing affection from, some people don't cheat sexually, they cheat emotionally. They need to be entertained by everyone. That's a different thing. If a person just themselves authentically and self-respecting, and you can see clearly they know how to maintain their space, but they don't superficially pretend like they don't talk to men, because that pretender is the one you should fear.
Yes. Tell them.
That is the one you should fear, who pretends like they don't talk to anyone, they just, you know, no. And people reach a place where they have no conscience. This radio that was busting a lady who does ritualistic things with dead people, and they call her to say, your husband discovers you usually go to the morgue every week. What do you go to the morgue to do? And realizing that he already knows, she confesses that she goes there to perform some rituals for business. Somebody took her to occultic things. Said you should look for fresh dead people, sleep with them. And she's saying, oh, our marriage, we're happy, we are doing okay. People reach a place where for money or for something, they'll do anything. What about that time when this person wanted this life? For men, the risk is when the life standard was here, and then your job or your business or your income dwindles, and the woman wants the life she's used to, and now she wants to supplement the income to live that life. This December we did not go for holiday, I can't bear that. And she may not quarrel here, she just finds somebody. And I hope you know the black market has evolved to prefer married people.
Has it?
Yes. The black market wants married people because they will not bother you. They will not blow up your life because they also have theirs to protect.
Oh, okay. Yes.
The traditional side chick may blow you up. And may have no life, nothing to protect. So these ones who don't bother calling, and somebody was telling me the same industry has evolved towards middle people who can provide a woman for the man to just come have this without exchanging numbers and go. Sometimes they mix it with massage parlor or something. They masquerade it. There was one that was being discussed on radio, someplace, I don't know, Kilimani or somewhere, where on the surface it's massage or something, but they mix. Not all massage parlors are mixed up like that, but these dirty businesses always look for cover-up. Can it even be a club that looks like just a club? But they're being given a chance where they don't have to create entanglement with those women. You just pay, and you even pay the shop, you're not paying this person, you know. And so the black market has been evolving that if you don't study the character analysis we're trying to help you think about, you may be cheated on for many years in a perfectly hidden way. Because the people want to describe, they genuinely want marriage, but they're not capable of loyalty. Number one sign is when they hopped from one sexual relationship to another one until you came. When people tell you they were dating a person, never stop there. Check whether it was dating or mating. It makes a world of a difference. People who get intimate are very different from people who just go to know each other.
That's true.
If you just go to talk, you did not go to bedroom and undress and all that, that's a very different thing. But the world, people are trying to masquerade, saying we dated for 2 years. We dated this and that. I want you to know, you can never take casually what was meant to be covenantal. A person who can just bear their body or pour their seed into just a woman because they're talking and their essence and everything, just because you say boyfriend, girlfriend, something about them is they have lost the specialness of it. And just the way they can smash. Now, even when you marry, they will find it casual to just smash. If it was easy for people to sleep with a person before legal marriage, before this sacred, I want you to know, their philosophy about sex is cheapened.
Yeah.
And you will talk and they tell you, but we only smashed. But we
So
did.
this is a one night stand.
That person, even when they're not doing it, when you know they're in an environment where there's a man,
Yeah. You can be sure.
you will be tormented. You know, you can lack sleep for just knowing
Yeah.
that person is in a climate where they can do it.
Let me throw this in.
Yes.
I've met a number of guys who say that between them and their wives, they have an agreement where, so basically open marriage. And the agreement is whatever we do, we protect each other. We use condoms if we sleep out and everything. And then, you know, those marriages seem to last for a long time and without much drama because there's clarity and there's agreement.
It's not a marriage. And you should look at the children those people will raise. That's not a marriage. When there's no, love is territorial and exclusive. Remember that. Before we abuse this language, we are calling marriage is when, especially at the way God meant it, what the Bible describes, is when there's truthfulness and loyalty. And love is territorial and one person to another person. Anytime you're saying we are open, you're just roommates. You can use any language to say that, but you can never even say, I love you. The person can't believe it. They know you don't. There's no exclusivity.
Yeah.
And you should learn about the children who grow there because you think you can hide anything from children. The child who's 2 years, who's 3 years, who's 5 years knows your phone more than you.
Yeah.
They're more idle. They don't have another thing to do.
Yeah.
The messages that pop there, when you sleep with people, you need to coordinate and plan where you're meeting. You need to communicate.
Yeah.
Children will know it. And the damage you will do to them about life and love and marriage, it will be devilish. Woe to you. If it gets so bad that you can't get them off your hands, that will be your retirement pay. That is your retirement package.
Yeah.
You'll be moving from one rehab and they'll be... Imagine a person who hates you but they can't stand by themselves. That's what you're preparing your children to become. So resentful of the pretense you had, at the same time, they can't feed themselves. Those are the people who kill you slowly, my friend.
Yeah.
You need to feed them, but you can't stand them. You can't stand each other. They're stuck with you. Where will you throw them? You can't tell the world, come carry this one. So there's no such thing as open marriage. It's just we are deluding ourselves. And with the time, you can't protect yourself perfectly. The moment you open those doors,
Yeah.
I always ask women, how do you tell whether the man removed the condom at some point? Sometimes you can't even tell.
You can't tell.
He's in control fully. And there are people who think they're just delusional.
Yeah.
And some people are malicious. You know, some people are malicious. They know they're infected and they don't care.
Yeah.
They just don't care.
Yeah.
They want to enjoy more. You know, they just do anything.
Yeah.
So there's no safety there. There's no agreement about protecting I don't know what. Another thing, for me to transfer my feelings to that and to this one and to this one, there's nothing between us, just logistical. So if people are just together for logistical, let's not abuse the term marriage. That's not marriage.
Is that not something solid, the logistical thing? Because that's the one thing I'm not doing with everyone else when I'm in such an open setup.
No, again, as we said, people can do anything when they're grown-ups, but to try and abuse the term of what you know to be marriage to be, for that kind of, it's a deliberate confusion. They are free to do what they want. We should not just confuse our young ones, telling them that such thing is a marriage. It's not a marriage.
All right.
Yeah. So we are saying what the symptoms we are describing today come from a person who they never built the character of honesty. Let me remind you that loyalty and faithfulness are very noble gifts. You should not expect them from cheap people. They are such on the higher level of self-development. They're not inborn. You can't wish them. And I want you to know, a lot of people, when you fall in love, you trust what people tell you and you go by their promises. I promise, I promise, I promise. I want to tell you that today many people who cheat promised not to cheat.
Yes.
The first category is people who you can't see a track record of exercising self-control, delayed gratification, controlling their impulses, thinking about tomorrow, holding back, saying no, going against the gravity, going against the culture. If you don't see a period, a track record of doing that, it will not start with you. It will not.
True.
It will not. In fact, the best place to practice is when you have nobody to sleep with. When you're married, you have somebody to sleep with.
Yeah.
And if there's a break, it's because there's a reason, and that break can overwhelm them easily because they don't know how to hold.
Yeah.
A person who held themselves for 5 years will say, what is 1 month? What is 2 months?
Yeah.
Been there, done that. I know how to dissipate my energy.
Yeah.
I just do more gym.
Yeah.
Eat less inflammatory foods. The exercise of celibacy teaches you a few things.
Yeah.
You get to know your body responds according to what you get in.
Yeah.
The kind of fuel you are putting there.
Yeah.
Actually, now you learn. Your body can tell you what is going on.
Yes.
What did I take? Oh, you know?
Yeah.
You learn to manage yourself.
Yeah.
Brothers in particular, I want you to stop mistaking youth for innocence, youth for safety, purity. You know, they meet people who are just new
Yeah.
into the adult world, and they think this one is pure.
Yes.
They even go for Kienyeji Pro Max. Somebody from up country who is not exposed. They still have intense feelings like any other human. They'll experience temptations that people who specialize on going the low-hanging fruits.
Yeah.
You know, and the rest of you go to work.
Yeah.
The people you leave working at home.
Yeah.
There's somebody who wants that, who lacks in those corners. And you can see a lot of, this is just a person. Character is a solid thing. I want you to know, you can tell this person will not withstand temptation if I can't see a season of their life when it was clear-cut decisiveness.
Yeah.
In fact, one method any person who was deliberately single will tell you is that they don't allow themselves to be idle. One dodging technique
Yeah.
is to always be engaged
Yeah.
with productive things,
Yeah.
surrounded by good people. And when they find themselves isolated by job or posting, by work, the way I was telling you, they always look for that kind of community around them and they plug in.
Yeah.
They will find that community. They will sniff where it is and they will join. And they will connect on that level and they're kept on track. That person can arrive to UK, Austria, someplace. I heard this funny statistic that if you think you're lost, remember that in Vienna, they have in Austria, airport, there's a stand for people who flee you to Austria instead of Australia.
They made a provision.
The day you feel like you're lost, just remember the guy who landed in Austria. So there's a psychological support.
Yeah. They saw you coming.
You're in Europe and you're supposed to be in Australia.
Yeah.
Just take time to process. How much money? How much inconvenience? And you can't tell people how you got lost.
I know. Embarrassment.
The flight tickets are flying to Austria. Also, my flight. You know? Or where you're clicking quickly at midnight. And then you learn, where we are.
So that's embarrassing.
So sometimes the flights we board in life have a name that sounds like. I told you that the people who people don't plan on cheating. They just don't prepare not to cheat. Most people don't plan on cheating. They are not that outrightly malicious. This category we are describing here, they don't even know that they can't be faithful. You know that's the funny part?
Oh.
They promise and assure you and swear. What I'm teaching you today is what we call metacognition. It's you to read the symptoms because even the one with them cannot tell.
Thank you.
And you can't start educating them because they will not even believe you.
Yeah.
You know, I've met a lot of people say, you know, I can't live like that. A friend and ladies who disappear once a week. Staff, among the staff. To some places you can't tell. Only to realize they're looking for people to sleep with and they're telling, you know, as a woman I have those needs. And for them that sounds normal. To just go meet people, sleep with them. And you look at them, they are not on that level of consciousness They never ask them, so how do you keep it? Oh, we are family planning. What about HIV planning? What about STI planning?
Yeah.
It's not in their consciousness. So there are people who don't have the consciousness about what it takes to be loyal. How many men have you met to them smashing is normal?
Yeah.
It's a biological need.
Yeah.
You know.
And, you know, those things are even said in churches. And I think, okay, when the people saying them in religious circles are saying, they don't mean for it to be, like, they're not telling the men to go and cheat. But when you tell him it's a biological need, the day his wife will not be available in that way.
They will think, I have no option.
Even the pastor said.
You know?
Yeah.
And I asked you the other day to ask, because if the courtroom is made of hyenas, the goat will never find justice.
Yeah.
Why those who celebrate marriages are predominantly men, and they're always defending the rights of men. Even the cake matron, they're always praising. They don't know that the man can deprive the woman.
Yes. Nothing prepares women for that.
Yes.
Yeah.
So because it was not said, you are told to, even if you're not in the mood, practice the dead cockroach. So
just avail
what about
yourself.
nobody wants the cockroach? You know.
Yeah.
Nobody told you that.
Yeah.
It can also be the other way.
Yeah.
Because we are giving one-sided counsel.
Yeah.
We are saying, if you meet a person who hopped from this to other, or they were in 12 years, anything, they always had a sexual partner. Always. Always. And now I'm ready to settle, you know, and all that. Even some people make it look like it's a sign of loyalty. They're a keeper. And they even justify, I was not sleeping with many people, just sleeping that one. At least I was true to this. I was true to that one. We were in something, we were planning on getting married and all that. It amounts to the same thing. You don't know to delay gratification. You don't know self-restraint. You don't know a year goes, another goes, and you know to live your life. And you know what you're doing. You know, Lily, if you live right, you live intentionally. You're doing a countdown. You know, you're holding.
Yeah.
The reason people meander in relationship for 7, 8 years because they're not living right.
Yeah.
If you live right, you know how long I have to hold.
Yeah.
How longer? How, until when? What is this about? How am I managing myself? There are people who, when they don't get sex, they masturbate, they watch pornography. They don't know a way to manage the urge.
Yeah.
Thinking they were just watching pornography or stimulation, they get hooked, because pornography is not about sex, it's about domination and power and self-centeredness. It's not about pleasing the other person, it's about either making them feel pain or just pleasing themselves, something looking pseudo-rape or something taboo, crossing boundaries. It's just colored with rebellion and twisted desires.
Yeah.
Pornography is not for promoting connection.
It's not.
You know.
Yeah.
Those who think I'm watching that, I guess, you have to imagine the people you watched to respond to this one. So
Yeah.
in your mind, you'll be with someone else. And so the person who doesn't know that the sexual struggle is a battle you needed to win.
Yeah.
Even a woman who doesn't know. When men find out that their women are practicing masturbation, they don't know how to respond. It's very confusing for men. So they don't know, what am I now? Am I just an object to stimulate you, for you to continue your business in your mind? And women catch this because they were just, they threw themselves into indulgence at a time they needed to practice how to possess their vessel in honor and dignity. The Bible puts it like that. Everybody learn to possess their vessel. This is a vessel. This is not you. Does not define you. Does not define you. There are people who lived like that. The Daniels were not castrated. I don't know who had brought that idea. They were eunuchs, but there was a category of them who it is level of trust in order to function on that level. There were eunuchs who were made unable. Our Lord was categorizing people who are gifted that way, who are born that way, others who make themselves that way. Daniel and Paul were people who made themselves that way for the purpose of their own life, for the purpose of their calling.
Just a technical question.
Yes.
Do you have any data for why you're saying that? Because the people who have said that Daniel was castrated,
When you read on the surface, that's the impression you get because it was a eunuch, and eunuchs were normally made that way not to
Yeah.
compete with the wife of the king. That was the idea.
Yeah.
Not to mix the royal seed.
Yeah.
The Messiah child and contaminate the royal seed.
Yeah.
That was the concept of eunuchs.
Yeah.
But the particular case of Daniel, if you study the history of the country they were carried, the king was not served by damaged men.
Oh, all right.
The particular context of Daniel, and he served in about 4 kings. That particular, the culture of Babylon was not that.
All right.
And where he held his position needed a real prince. Once they castrated a man, his name was even different. He was made a different thing. He was not really seen as a full man. But this man was a prince, in fact, the chief advisor. You couldn't be that when you are defective. Once they do that, you look like you are defective.
I get you.
So it's the history, particular history nuances, and
Right.
the history of the Babylonian and what they were doing. So I was telling you this. Sometimes the person who will cheat cannot tell that they are possessed by that desire. And you who has exercised yourself, C.S. Lewis helped me. He said, only a person who dares to stand up to the wind can tell how strong the wind is. The person who fell at the first blow cannot tell what it takes to withstand the wind. That's sexual passion for you. Only the person who's once stood to the wind, staggered, perhaps even fell once, stood again. Celibacy does not mean perfection. The people who once lived a certain way because that was their mentality, then they realized themselves and woke up and lived differently. How they lived consciously over a period of time is who they are. It's not the mistake they made when they thought otherwise or overwhelmed. And I hope you also know women who are practicing celibacy don't get drunk because they know they lose control and somebody will take advantage. Is that Greek? Is that very hard to figure out?
It's hard.
You know,
I can't see.
you know,
Just one drink.
you know,
Yeah.
and you go. Somebody has been eyeing you, wondering how they can deflower you. Some people have a sadistic desire to just deflower.
Yes. Yes.
They better take blue pills to just get into you. Not just that, just to undress you, to deflower, to just really take away your dignity.
Yeah.
You need to be very careful that many people don't know that they cannot hold themselves.
Yeah.
And for you, you shall take by just listening to the story of their life. Story of their life. And my mentor was telling me many of the women who you're trying to find who have the profile to be faithful, you will find that they are surrounded by women of that type. They're influencers and they're mentors who people who talk that language of true living. Not everybody is around true women is a true man by herself, but you were saying when you look at her influencers and the people who she gets life influence from, predominantly their mother. You may find a mother who is not good, but her daughter chose a different path. That's an exception. But a lot of time when you find a woman who lives a principled life, the daughter who lives the same way, they're very close. In terms of where they get the reference and encouragement from. And you will hear stories. I've heard stories where girls would say they ran away from campus because somebody was pressing on them, this lecturer pursuing them, this guy is trying to come to their room, gate crash, and they ran away. Many don't put, if you don't hear those stories of somebody escaping like Joseph and leaving the jacket there,
Yeah.
and being persecuted for standing for purity, if you don't hear those stories, you are dealing the wrong person.
Yeah.
They gave in to every temptation and devoured it. And they may not tell you the truth. The second sign of a person who cheats is when they have a condescending attitude towards you as if they're doing a favor by being with you. For any reason, they have a superiority. The reasons are a million. It could be, very popularly, they marry when you have a child and they don't.
Yes. Yes.
That's a popular, common, quiet. They don't express it,
Yeah.
but they mark it somewhere like they did you a favor.
Yeah.
They accepted your child. Be careful when you marry a person who has no child and you have a child. Always indirectly rule that out. Indirectly. And one way is not to be so easy.
Yeah.
Even if you're the man, don't be so easy every day.
Yeah.
Even if you're the woman, you have a child, but don't look like you are waiting. set your own conditions, cross-check, and be ready to walk out if the boxes are not ticking. That's the only way to reverse the dynamic.
Yes.
Make it so open and free that in case it's not flowing, there's not a must. For them to know you are not desperate.
Yeah.
Another thing people can bring superiority is when you are not accomplished and they are more accomplished, and it's like them molding you to get a better job, become a better person, exposing you to a better life, upgrading your life. Be careful with people who think they're also upgrading you. They will have some unexpressed entitlement for compensation. I mean, at least, I showed you this life. What are you asking? You should be grateful.
Talk about children of wealthy parents. The idea of marrying up. So me, I come from a civilian background.
Yes.
And then I get married into a wealthy
group
family.
of schools. So you marry upwards, and the person feels like they're doing you a favor. Superiority is an attitude. Sometimes it's not even facts. You can find a person who comes from average family, but they have a mindset of billionaire. The one who was born in a more privileged background has a purpose mindset. Eater, feeder, entitled. You may even be the one holding them up. And over time, you'll have surpassed.
Yeah.
When you yourself, you take your children to a group of schools, give them a better life. How shall you make sure they don't become soft and weak? By not solving every problem for them. By not giving them everything on a silver platter. By making sure they go out and hunt for life. By making sure they use your stage as a springboard, not as sleeping bed. To make sure they develop their talents, encourage them to look for themselves, discover their talents, and use this resource as fuel. Not just food. If you structure what you have as a parent for a child to jump on and put that in their head, that unless you use this to advance yourself, you'll be overtaken by your generation and you'll be a laughing stock. Because you don't know how to hustle down there, and you'll end up, once I'm out of the picture, within 10, 20 years, you're back down there. Wealth dissipates when it's not being grown. And you'll be laughed at because you don't look at them, they're stuck here. The children of parents who are well to do, and they did not grow, they did not learn it. You'll be left there, and it will be pain day by day. You find yourself in corruption and crime, trying to hold the life you're used to because you can no longer afford it. So it's not everybody from a good background themselves, they're progressive. Not everybody from a poor background themselves, they're poor. Always read. It's when they bring their class attitude. It's an attitude. When they bring the class attitude, like it's like they're introducing you to a better world and you should be appreciative of it. That person will cheat to even the score. Another thing is when they rescue you from a situation. When people marry you and you're just going through a situation, you are stranded, they help you get papers, residency, green card, something. Reverse. When you also marry a person whom you rescued. Now, this is difficult to explain because you are the one who thought you should be entitled. But I want to warn you, when you marry a person whom you rescued from a crisis, thinking they'll be loyal, this mistake is very common with the givers, empaths, good people. And then you found them in a dire situation and you helped them, then love sprang up. They usually say love grew. Well, that's not what we intended, but through the interaction with love, we realized. Yes,
Benjamin.
This chemistry was sparked by the close interaction and this person is very appreciative. Remember that? A drowning man who clutched at a straw. Very appreciative, and you mistake that for romance. You can get physical and find yourself having gone all the way. One lady said she woke up one time to hear noises in one of the rooms, only to realize her husband and the brother's wife were at it. The brother's wife had come to console him after the death of his father. They forget he's in the room. She's in the room somewhere in the bedroom. Maybe they thought they're doing it in a whisper. Lost themselves. The consolation went all the way. So sometimes the person you're consoling, emotions, and you're talking at night, assuring them it will be well, you know their potential, you believe in it, you can see it happening, and you want us. How about we make it happen together? So this person who feels like you are too much for them, this one will not feel like they did you a favor. They feel like you just pitied them and that you deserve better. They will cheat with people below you. It usually stings twice. To be cheated on by a person you compromised for.
Yeah.
You bent backwards to accommodate them, and now they're cheating.
Yeah.
Those are marriages that start with a tilted power dynamic.
Yeah. Oh, I like that. Tilted power dynamic.
Yes.
Either way.
Yes. Cheating is only a matter of time. It will come. Why? This person does not feel belonging. They will continue belonging with the people they belong to the same class, although with you logistically.
Yeah.
That's why you get a wife who is calling the husband boss. But when the boss goes with his big cars, the wife is now happy with the gate man, with the driver, very happy and bubbly with the chef. And when the boss comes, she leaves her social group to attend the boss.
To attend the boss.
And she's just polite and cooperative, but she's not herself. And he thought he's marrying this girl whom he has helped come up. She will always be loyal. She's loyal to the lifestyle, not the fool.
Where?
So, and he feels lonely strangely.
Oh.
They don't connect energetically.
Yeah.
He can get her body just like the other guy gets it. But she's up here with. But you have the package, okay? The other guys don't have the package. She never would have brought herself to this life.
Yeah.
She got you for this life. I hope men catch this warning. Stop marrying secretaries, your assistants, housemaids, or people who are below you. That tilted dynamic is a recipe for disaster. And usually after they're tired, they will usually eliminate you. They help people to kill you, or they don't take care of you when you're sick, so they can remain in the lifestyle without the bother of you. If they can find a way to get away from, or find a way to just split half and go now to be with the one they... People who divorce governors go marry a gangster. They divorce a well-to-do prince to go marry that shepherd boy. The story has been told so long of that white who came to tour here with a boyfriend or something, and she fell in love with a Samburu Moran.
Yes.
Because he was handsome and all that.
Yes.
And she went and broke up with him to come marry this Samburu Moran and looked for him, married him, they even got a daughter. And I tell them, you think because she's white, she's classy. That's one mistake. Aye. You are judging by the color. Please, open inside. At least read something. The table of contents. The cover may be white. But can you look inside? This woman's mindset was not on the level of those people you're thinking because, she came with money, she went to tour. No. Her mindset was that level. Even if this guy was her guard, she would have started cheating the guard. Yeah. They got a child and realized they have no culture. The guy wants to circumcise the child. The girl. They want to do FGM. That's their culture. The lady is trying to do business. The man doesn't know how a woman should have money. She should stay home. There's no running water, no electricity, nothing. You should be there, try to learn from other women, scrape there, serve the man, and he can marry other women. So she fled and went to write her books.
Yeah.
She has stories to tell.
Yeah.
You become a comical entertainment.
Yeah.
For people, you just took it too far.
Hey.
But I tell her, that was her mental level. The thing is, when you start the tilted, like you're doing that Masai Moran a favor, my friend, it's only a matter of time.
Yeah.
It won't work. Yes.
Yeah. Oh, I have nothing else to add. Thank you so much for the Daniel story. I've never looked at it from that angle.
Yes.
And please get yourself a copy of this and all of Benjamin's books. This book goes for 2,000 Kenya shillings. Millionaire Moves. You can find it on www.benjaminzuluglobal.com. Order your hard copy, soft copy, as many copies as you like, and we keep the culture going. Thank you for watching. Bye.
This is the Benjamin Zulu Global. Welcome our viewers from all over the world to the home of the Heartmans. We're converging to learn together because when you know better, you can do better. And a better life is what we all want. Better work life, better family life,